My name is Bert, and this is the Still Life Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Still Life Podcast. As always, I am your host, Bert. I almost forgot that I needed to do a podcast today. I did a virtual career fair, the first time I've ever done this type of thing, and I still don't even know what the heck happened. It was almost like internet speed dating. You wait in line for a chat with recruiters from these different companies, and then you have essentially 10 minutes to chat with each one to see what kind of openings they have, if they have any in your area, and if it's even something you want to pursue. And so it was inexperienced, to say the least. I felt rushed and hurried, and I did really have mixed feelings on whether or not I actually enjoyed the process. It was just like a lot all in your face all at once. So, it was an experience. So I'll leave it at that. Got a few decent leads though, so we'll see what happens over the coming days and next couple of weeks as to whether or not it was a success for me. I hope so, because I really need a job. So anyway, gosh, yeah, I can't even think straight. It was this rush of information and trying to connect with as many people as possible. And I'm still just kind of like in shock from the whole thing. But, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday's episode was awesome. Enjoyed getting to talk to Tony and him volunteering to be my first guest guinea pig on the podcast. We had a really good time, and I hope you all enjoyed yesterday's episode as well. Tony is the first of hopefully many guests. My goal is to do maybe 1 to 2 guests per month, maybe more. We'll see, but I'm glad that he was willing and able to be my guinea pig. So, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed that yesterday, because we certainly enjoyed chatting, and hope you all learned something new. So, man, I don't really have content planned for today, and I've been scrambling for this job thing all day. I was preparing for it all morning. Just switched internet providers, did away with Spectrum, and went back to Google Fiber because it's just more reliable. My Spectrum had been going down anywhere between 2 and 4 times a day. The wireless router would just reset itself for no reason, and even with a mesh set up in the house, my service was still awful. So I got the Google installed today, and it's got 2 mesh units with it, and it covers the whole house. And so far I've had a strong signal everywhere in the house, which is outstanding. So, as long as that trend continues, I will be glad that I made the switch. So it's a lot different than the first time I had Google for internet. So, I had like the one main like box router, and that was it. And so now I've got these 2 kind of mesh units. They mesh together, and it covers the whole house extremely well. So I'm very happy with that. The real test, though, I've got a couple Zoom meetings tonight. So that'll be the real test on how it holds up versus what I had with Spectrum. So I'm kind of excited to put my Google Fiber to the test this evening. To kind of reiterate some stuff that Tony and I talked about yesterday. So my Zoom meetings tonight are for MVP, Emerging Vets and Players, which is an organization that both Tony and I are members of. It's an organization made up entirely of combat veterans and professional athletes, both current and former professional athletes. We've got, UFC fighters, MMA fighters, guys like Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Hoist Gracie are all involved in the group. We've got some professional soccer players, current and former, that have played, in Premier League and have played here in Major League Soccer and, like USL and some of the other, like the indoor leagues and ASL, stuff like that. In addition, we've got some former Olympians that are a part of the team. And it's just an incredible, incredible group of people. And there's a camaraderie and team atmosphere unlike anything I've experienced outside of the military. And so it's been a tremendous help to me in a lot of ways, building those bonds and those brotherhoods and sisterhoods with like-minded people and people that have experienced, similar things. And just being able to connect with each other, on the Zoom meetings or in person or over the phone has just been absolutely phenomenal. And it's been therapeutic in a lot of ways, as I've had a lot of my own personal struggles over the last 12 months. The job thing is just one piece of that. And, so it's been a massive help in kind of reigniting the fire and the passion, in finding that motivation to push forward and continue on, and to keep trying to better myself and improve upon myself day in and day out. Not just within myself, but within the relationships that I have as well. So that's been a massive, massive help. And, so if you or anyone is a current or former professional athlete or combat veteran, I would encourage you or them to join, and that website is vetsandplayers.org. That's vets, V-E-T-S, and players.org. And you can get signed up there. You feel free to reach out to me, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email if you have any questions about getting signed up, or if you know somebody that maybe wants some more information, I would be happy to talk to them. You can send them my information or send me their information. I would be more than happy to reach out to them as well. But yeah, incredible organization. I couldn't be happier to be a part of it. It's done wonders for me, and it's done wonders for a lot of other members. And one of the cool things is that being here in Kansas City, there's only a few of us here in the KC metro area. And so we don't really meet in person because we don't have enough people yet to start a chapter out here. However, Hoist Gracie was in town a couple months ago to do a jiu-jitsu seminar, and, called me up and said, hey, I'm going to be in town to do a seminar. Why don't you and, any of the other KC MVP guys come out, come to the seminar for free and come hang out and have a good time, and, we'll get to kind of chat and stuff. And so me and one of the other MVP members actually went to Hoist's seminar out in Overland Park, Kansas. Got to do jiu-jitsu with Hoist, and it was a whole lot of fun. Met some other veterans, and it was just super cool. Got to hang out with Hoist and kind of just BS and joke around and really had a good time. And, it's an experience that outside of MVP I would have never had, probably that opportunity to get to know Hoist on that level, to be able to talk and text with him, here and there, and to be able to go hang out with him in person and, experience one of his seminars for free. Pretty freaking cool. So anyway, that's just one of the many opportunities that have presented itself because of MVP. So again, great organization, glad to be a part of it. And, I want to do my part to help build and grow the organization. And I would love to be able to start a chapter here in Kansas City. That's my ultimate goal, in continuing to talk about the organization and encouraging others to join. So that's really it for today. Like I said, I didn't really plan for any content today. I was focused on this career fair, job fair thing, and my brain's fried. So anyway, I just want to thank you all for joining me today on the Still Life Podcast. As always, for questions, comments, topic ideas, suggestions, or to become a sponsor of the Still Life Podcast, you can reach us, the Still Life Podcast at gmail.com. That's the Still Life Podcast at gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at the Still Life Podcast, Twitter at Still Life Pod, and of course, check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Still Life Podcast. Thanks again for joining me today on the Still Life Podcast. We'll talk again soon.